Hello, how are you, my people here? So, welcome back to this video. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Anthony, and today's video, as you should know, today is on Sunday, so we like to do our analysis on Sundays. So, to get ready for a new week. So, without further ado, let's jump into the video. So, you know very well that I like to do my analysis on the index, that is the DXY and also the JPY basket for the young pairs, because for me I trade only the major dollar pairs, that is USD, Euro USD and GBP USD, and for the young pairs I only trade two, GBP JPY and the Euro JPY. So I like to do analysis on the index for me to get the clean direction of what I will be expecting on those respective pairs. So starting with the DXY, remember if you watched our previous video on the top-down analysis, this is what we were anticipating, and our anticipation, guys, played very nice, because this is the last candle that we saw, that is on uh, that week before the start of this week. So this was the last candle that was printed. So I marked this demand zone, and we anticipated that we'll have some bearish movement towards this demand zone. Then when the market up to this demand zone, we will have a reversal from here, and now this will be our target, and all this I becomes our target, because remember we have a change of character here, so we are expecting a bullish movement. And you know, as always, market does not move in one direction. There is always a pullback or a correction phase after every expansion phase. So that is one that was our anticipation, and you can see we had that sell-off, and you can see the market is rejecting off of this fair value gap. And if I try to zoom in very well, you can see there is wick did not tap into a demand zone. So, and you can see now here, you see there is something very interesting here. You see we have a FVG here, we have a fair value gap here, and you can see this candle rejected off of this fair value gap. So maybe we might have a push towards this order block, because this order block was not mitigated. This week did not mitigate this order block. So we might have a push towards this order block or this demand zone, then we'll buy from there. Although in the lower time frame, we already have a change of character. So when we move to the lower time frame, we will see that. Now, going to the 4-hour time frame, remember we are doing our top-down analysis. Going down to 4-hour time frame, you can see very clearly we have a change of character here, or the market structure shift. And in the 4-hour time frame, you can see down here we have no unmitigated zone. There is no any unmitigated zone. So this is the only zone that we draw from the daily time frame. And if I pick my Fibonacci tool, that's why I'm saying we might have a small push to this order block before we buy. Because if I take my Fibonacci, I place from the swing high to the swing low, you can see the market did not come to the 50% of our Fibonacci retracement tool. So we might be expecting some push towards this area. Then, and if you can check very clearly, you can see the only place that we have inducement, we have this minor inducement here, and you also have this inducement right there. Although the market has swept this inducement, so market might decide to push a little bit and sweep this low here before pushing to the upside. Although the market has already given us a change of character here from the lower time frame, and remember we have to react to what the market is telling us. You see, so on last week we have managed to not that week but this week we have managed to get some sales here on the Euro USD. We have managed to get some two beautiful sales here, because we knew very well, guys, that we'll be expecting the pullback before the push to the upside. Now if I go to 1-hour time frame, I want to show you this change of character here. So this is what we are having. here on a 1 hour time frame. Although here in a 1 hour time frame you can't see a clean change of character, because if you try to look here, there is no any good pullback. This I did not sweep any liquidity. That's why I'm saying we might have a we might see this low being taken out. Even here we don't have any liquidity. So let me delete this first. So we might see uh some push to the downside. Market maybe clear this low, then when it gives us a good change of character. Because if I look here from the 1 hour time frame, remember, if you don't know how to mark a good change of character, guys, or maybe the break of structure, I can advise you to look for that video on my channel. I have a very nice video on how to mark a valid break of structure and also change of character, guys. Because if I look here, the only place from the 1 hour time frame where we had a strong break of structure, it is within this area. Uh, this is where we had a very nice break of structure. That is from the 1 hour time frame. Let me go to 30 minutes maybe. I think from there you can see it very clearly. Or maybe even 15 minutes time frame. I want to show you how I mark my valid break of structure. You can see, and this is the trade that I took with my community on Telegram. By the way, I have a Telegram channel. If you would like to join the community, there is a link on the description of this video. Make sure to join the Telegram, and when you join there, make sure you learn something from me. So this is the trade that I took on the Euro USD. So I saw this inducement here very clearly. Guys, I need you to pay attention here. We have this pullback. Do you see? We have this pullback and then push to the downside. We have a break of structure here. Then we have another pullback here. This pullback took liquidity above this high. You see? This pullback took liquidity above this high, then pushed to the downside and broke the structure. So I knew very well this is my strong high and this is my weak low. So this, if you go to the Euro USD, you will find this order block very nicely. So that was my my PO high or my order block, and that's where I took my trade from. Target was here, down there. Now here we have a break of structure, and this break of structure, guys, is a valid one because you have a sweep of liquidity here. You see, this eye was swept, and also there is another pullback here, and that eye was swept. So this is also a valid break of structure. So we also managed to take another trade from here. We have this order block here. So we had another trade from that order block on the Euro USD, and the trade played very nice, guys. And from what I can see here, this is the last strong high here. See, this is the last strong high because B here, I don't see any nice pullback here. Do you see a nice pullback? I don't see a nice pullback here. So the only strong high is this high here. Because this high never swept any liquidity, so I cannot say that this is a strong high. Even this pullback never swept any liquidity. I don't see any valid inducement here. Someone might say we have an inducement here, but for me, this is not a valid inducement. So the only strong high that I'm having here, it is this high. And in fact, guys, we have that change of character. So let me delete this. Let me mark it correctly, guys. Let me mark it correctly. So this is the break of change of character, sorry. So from the 15 minutes time frame, we have a break of structure or change of character. Sorry, I don't know why I'm saying that change of character, a break of structure. This is our change of character. I don't think whether 30 minutes time frame. Yeah, we have our candle closure. This cell is above there. So we have a market structure shift. We have a market structure shift, and this is our point of interest. Remember, this is the low. This is our low. And we don't have, the only problem that I'm having with this setup is that I don't have any inducement here. You see, this was just a very strong momentum pushing to the upside. Market never left any inducement. So the only inducement is this low. That's why I'm still expecting some sales here. Maybe the market will take out this liquidity. Then from there, if I get a good change of character, I will take the trade from there. So now that we know we have a clean bias here, although now I have a problem when it comes to 1 hour time frame, because if I look at the 1 hour time frame, for me in the 1 hour time frame, this is just an inducement. This is just a sweep of liquidity. I did not get a clean change of character to the upside. So that's why, and whenever we have a sweep of liquidity, when the eye is swept, I'm expecting a market to sweep another inducement before now we push to this direction. So that's why I'm saying we might see sales towards this area here or towards this demand zone. Then from there, we can look for a buy setup. So, but in general, we are bullish on DXY. So if we are bullish on DXY, that means we are supposed to go bearish on the dollar pairs. So me going now to the Euro USD. Let me start with the Euro USD. So what do we have here, the Euro USD? The same thing that we had here, that we had on DXY. But we remember we said from our previous analysis, this pair is contradicting with the DXY, because you can see the Euro USD is bullish and also the DXY is bullish, whereby we are expecting, if the DXY is bullish, we are expecting the Euro to be bearish. So this is the order block that we had marked from our previous video. So we were expecting to see some sales while when the market comes to this order block. The same thing with the DXY. Euro USD never tapped into this order block. But the good thing is that it played as we anticipated. We had some buys here towards this order block or supply zone. So let me jump to the lower time frame, 4 hour time frame. So from here, we have this selling pressure. So I knew very well the market took this liquidity here. I remember this was our strong low, because you have an inducement here, then a break of structure. So market took out this liquidity here. We have a sweep of liquidity here from the 4 hour time frame. So whenever market sweeps liquidity, maybe a low, we are expecting an high to be swept. You see, market swept this low. So the only inducement that you can see here, we have this high here. So we had a sweep of this high here. So these are the setups that I took. If we go to 30 minutes time frame, I think you can see it very 15 minutes. Yeah, 15 minutes time frame. It's visible very clearly. We have an inducement here, then a break of structure, then you have an order block here with the liquidity above it. So I knew very well this was a very nice place to take my buy. And I took the buy from here, and you also took this buy here. You have this order block here, and I took that second entry on the same day, guys, on the same day. Now, doing our analysis today, for the Euro USD, I have a very nice change of character, guys. Let me go to 1 hour time frame. Let me go to 1 hour time frame. The same thing that we're having here with the DXY, but I have for the Euro USD, I'm having a good change of character. So although here on the Euro USD, unlike the DXY, the Euro USD on the 1 hour time frame is giving us a very clean market structure shift. And this is what scares me, guys. And this is what made me not to take this aggressive sell from here. Because now, in the 1 hour, we have seen that the DXY, there has a sweep of liquidity. But here, on the Euro USD, we're having a change of character. So this one can be a trap, guys. Uh, this can be a trap set by the institution for the retail traders to take aggressive sales from here. Then all of a sudden, we get liquidated and the market continues to push to the upside because we saw very clearly that DXY never tapped into that 1 hour order block. The same to the Euro USD. So this pushed to the downside. Maybe the market wanted to take out all this liquidity, then now push to tap into this uh, order block here or the supply zone above here on the 1 hour time frame. But we'll be watching to see what the market will do. So, but now we know, remember we trade what we see, what the market gives us. And you can see very clearly here we have a market structure shift down here. Now, the only problem here is that being this push to the downside, we don't have any good inducement. The only inducement it is this high. Although the market has already swept this high here, but now this means that this is our weak low and this is our strong high. So we still have high here that market can still take out this high before pushing to the downside. So what I will do is that I'll watch the market what will do while it opens. So what I will do, I will wait for a nice change of character here on the 15 minutes time frame or the 5 minutes time frame. I'll wait for another change of character here because to be honest, guys, if you have to take this trade from this area, if you have to take this trade from here, that means your stop loss should be above this high. And guys, this is a very big stop loss for us because we are not sure whether the market will take this high and also can decide to shoot this high before starting to push to the downside. So this is the safest place to put your stop loss. And for me, this is a very big stop loss for me to use. That's why I prefer to wait for a nice confirmation. I'll wait for a nice confirmation, another shift in structure to confirm for me that this change of character was a strong and a valid break of structure, change of character patterns. So for the Euro USD, we don't have a clean setup for now. We'll wait and see what the market will do on Monday, that is tomorrow. So let us go to the Euro USD. By the way, guys, the Euro USD is the cleanest of all. It is the one that is moving the same as the DXY. As you can see here, we have a change of character. So this is the order block that we had marked or the supply zone. I think I refined it on the 4 hour time frame. So that was the order block. And the GBP USD, guys, retraced very well to our supply zone. And see we have a very nice push to this order block. And you can see we are having a rejection from the order block. So for me, I prefer to take a trade here on the GBP USD more than the Euro USD. Going to 4 hour time frame. So this is where I refined my POI. I refined to this last candle, this small candle, the last buy before the sell. So that is where I refined my point of interest. And you can see market very clearly rejected from that area. So going to 1 hour time frame, you can see very clearly, guys, this is what is happening with the DXY. The DXY on the 1 hour time frame never closed below this low. And this, if I go to, allow me to go to 30 minutes time frame. I want to show you guys something. This is our last strong low. This was our last strong low. And I had a setup here that I wanted to take, but unfortunately, market never retraced to this. I had marked this zone here. I had marked this order block here from the 15 minutes time frame. I was expecting to buy from here. That was before the market traded to this 1 hour or the 4 hour refined supply zone. That was before the market traded to this one. Because I knew very well after the market traded to this 4 hour supply zone. This zone for us, this zone here will be a weaker zone. So I did not place an aggressive buy on this zone. So sometimes, guys, these things you need experience and also you need to use your common sense sometimes. So it's not every setup that you take, guys. You need to have a reason, a confluence. Why are you taking that buy? Why are you taking that sell? So always make sure you ask yourself, why am I taking this buy? Why am I taking this sell? And also you need to be, you need to know it is very good, guys, for you to do the top-down analysis because let us assume that someone did not do this analysis. Yeah. So we will not have seen this supply zone from the higher time frame. Someone could have taken an aggressive buy here without knowing that the market is reacting from the higher time frame point of interest, and this demand zone was no longer strong for it to hold the market and push it to the upside. So if we look down here, we have said that from the DXY, we don't have the same thing we're having here on the VU. We don't have a closure, a candle closure below this previous swing low. So this was a sweep of liquidity. That's why now we are saying we might see some push to the upside. The market might decide to take out this high here before pushing the downside. Because now this shift in structure is visible only on the 15 minutes time frame. We have a change of character here. And the GU compared to the Euro USD is the one that is having a very clean setup. It's having a very clean setup because we have a shift in structure here. So we have this inducement here. And this is our point of interest up here. Because above here, we don't have any other unmitigated zone. So this is the only zone that is unmitigated. So I'll be watching the market Monday, that is tomorrow, and see what will happen when the market, if the market will tap to this zone, then I will wait for a good change of character to confirm for us that this was really a valid, correct, a change of character, that is. I don't know whether you are getting. So this is the setup that I'm having here on the GBP USD. But we'll take this setup with confirmation. So make sure I will share if I get a clean setup, I will share with you guys on my Telegram channel. So if you haven't yet joined the group, please kindly find the link on the description of this video. Make sure to join and we'll see each other over there, guys. So that is it on the GBP USD. So lastly, I will do analysis on JPY basket. Let me start from the daily time frame, guys. Let me start from the daily time frame. Starting from the daily time frame, you can see very clearly this is my last valid break of structure, guys. We're having a very nice break of structure here. Sorry. We're having a very nice break of structure because we had this pullback, push to the downside. Market induced this high before pushing to break this low here. So now, knowing, having seen that this is our last break of structure, now we need to use our second concept, that is using the Fibonacci tool. We mark from the swing high to the swing low. The idea of using the Fibonacci tool is for us to mark, to differentiate between the premium and the discount area, because remember we are selling, so we want to sell at the premium and we want to buy at the discount if we are bullish. But now because we are bearish, this is the area that you should be looking for sale. And you can see already the market has already traded to the premium. And unfortunately, on the daily time frame, we didn't have any mitigated zone. So I think I went down to 4 hour time frame, and that is where I marked this zone. Let me remove this before market tool. So you can see very clearly here on the 4 hour time frame, I marked this zone here, the last sell and the last buy before the sell. This candle never tapped into that order block or the supply zone. So that is still remains to be my point of interest. But remember, guys, we react to what the market is telling us because the market has already traded to the premium. So if we get a good change of character, guys, we should be looking for sales. It's not a must for the market to come to the point of interest. So what was important is waiting for the market to come to the premium. If after market comes to the premium, if we get a good change of character, then you should be looking for sales. So, and I can see very clearly here. So after the market swept this high here, if I can go to 30 minutes time frame, you see very clearly here we have an inducement. After inducement, we have a break of structure. So this was our strong law, and this law was not meant to be broken. So if after this law was violated with a candle, the washer below it, we get our change of character or the market structure shift. So now this one confirms to us now that we are bearish and we should be looking for sales. We should be looking for sales. And if I look here very clearly, I think from the 1 hour time frame, we don't have a we don't have a good zone above here because I can see this order block has already been mitigated. So from the 1 hour time frame, this is the only order block that I'm having. We are having this order block here. The market seems to have created the inducement here. Let me mark this. We have our order block here from the 1 hour time frame. But now the problem is if you take that sell from here, where should be the stop loss? The stop loss should be above there. That is the safest place to put a stop loss. But the good thing is that we don't trade the JPY basket. So we look at the Euro USD or the GBP USD and see whether we have a setup for us to take over there. But from the 30 minutes time frame, you can see very clearly. Let me remove this one. From the 30 minutes time frame, you can see very clearly we have a very nice order block above here. We have liquidity below it as our inducement. We also have another inducement down here. So now this is my setup. This is my setup. Stop loss above there and the take profit down there. So our conclusion is that we are bearish on the JPY basket. So we should be looking for buys on the yen pairs. Now, let me go to the Euro JPY. Starting from the 4 hour time frame. Starting from the 4 hour time frame. You can see very clearly from the 4 hour time frame, this was our last break of structure. The valid break of structure. Because we see we had a retracement here, then a push to the upside. We had this retracement, then a push to the upside, then you have a break of structure here. This break of structure, guys, is not a valid one because never swept any inducement before pushing to the upside to break this out. So the only break of structure that is valid from the 4 hour time frame, it is this break of structure. We got swept an inducement here before pushing to break this high. Now we have seen that this week we had a very nice pullback towards the zone. And if we look down here from the 4 hour time frame, we don't have any clean zone here. So the only zone that we're having here is this support zone. We're having this support zone here. We're having a rejection from this zone. Because you can see, market is finding it difficult here to break this one. So we're having a very good support zone down here. You see now, we had some kind of trend line liquidity here. This is a trend line liquidity. So I knew very well when the market broke this trend line here, when the market broke with this strong bearish candle. So I knew very well that
all these lows will become liquidity. So now I had to wait for the market to come to this zone. Then I should be looking for buys from down here. Now going to 15 minutes time frame. Going to 15 minutes time frame. I want to show you guys something down here. You see, we had this pullback, red pullback, then push to the downside, and the market swept liquidity down here. After sweeping the liquidity, markets pushed to the upside and cleared the inducement above here. So this high here, let me mark it. This high here became our inducement. This is our inducement. That high is our inducement. The good thing is that the pullback pushed to this zone here, up here. Then after that, we had a push to the downside and also market cleared liquidity below this low. Then later on, market pushed to the upside and we got a clean change of character, guys, here. So now here we are having a very clean change of character. Let me go to 1 hour. So I have a very nice change of character here from the 1 hour time frame. And the market has already formed this major inducement. So we have a major inducement down here. And this is my order block or my demand zone. And this demand zone is a valid demand zone. We don't have any other demand zone down here. So this is the only area that we should be looking for buys. So this is my setup here. So I'm having a very clean setup here on the Euro JPY. So if we'll get a pullback to this zone, I'll take my aggressive entry from this zone, stop loss below this low. Then my target, as usual, you know, guys, I target a minimum of 1:3. So if you'd like, you can odd all the way up to here. But for me, I don't like to be greedy. So if I get 1:3, that is enough for me. So this is the cleanest setup that I'm having today. So we'll watch what the market will do. Number market can, it's not a must for market to retrace to this zone. So market can decide to pull back a little bit or just continue push it to the upside. But if the market will agree with our setup and pull back to this zone, we'll take aggressive entry from this zone, targeting this high. So guys, I would like to stop at that point. So before you go, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, kindly do so. Make sure you like the video, leave the comment on the comment section. And also, most importantly, make sure you join the Telegram group. That is where I share my overviews with you guys. So without further ado, I would like to start on that point. So see you on the next one. Bye, guys.